Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be continuing our practice of multiplying fractions, but this time we're going to start including mixed fractions and how to deal with them in fraction multiplication. Let's look at this first problem that we have on the screen. 1 1/2 times 2/3. The trick to multiplying fractions that have mixed parts in it is to convert them always to improper form. This is the best way to ensure that you don't make any mistakes while you're doing the multiplication and simplification. So let's just convert this 1 1/2 to an improper fraction. And so we do 2 times 1 is 1 plus the 1 on top is 3 over 2 times 2/3. Or we can keep the second fraction the way it is. Now we can simplify. 3 and 3 can be simplified to 1 and 1. 2 and 2 can be simplified to 1 and 1. So our final answer is literally just 1. That was pretty easy. Now let's look at the second one. We have 1 1/2 times 1 2/3. Let's convert both of these fractions. 1 1/2 becomes 3/2 times 1 2/3 becomes 3 times 1 plus 2 is 5 over 3. Now let's simplify. The only thing we can do here is cross out these to become 1 and 1. And so now we have 1/2 times 5 over 1. So when we do the multiplication out, we get 5 over 2. That's our answer, 5/2. And we can change this back into a mixed fraction. So 5/2 is just 2 and 1/2. Now let's look at our next problem. 2 3/4 times 2 11ths. Let's convert the first mixed fraction into an improper fraction. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3 is 11. So it's going to be 11 over 4 times 2 over 11. Now let's simplify. We can cross out this. This becomes 1 and this becomes 2 if we divide both of these by 2. And now we have 11 and 11, which if we divide by itself, we get 1 for both. Now we can multiply across and we just get 1/2 because 1 times 1 and then 2 times 1. Awesome. Now let's do the last problem. 3 times 2 and 1/2. It's the same thing as saying 3 times and then convert this to an improper fraction. So we have 5 over 2 equals. So we can't simplify anything here. So it's just easy. It's easiest for us to just multiply. So because we pretend that 3 is like 3 divided by 1. So we do 3 times 5 is 15 over 2. And so now we can simplify this. So this is the same thing as saying 7 and 1/2. That concludes our practice for multiplying fractions with mixed fractions. And thanks for listening and see you next time.